What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Elmcreek here in Farming Simulator 25, and this is episode 3 coming at you. So, last episode we baled up all of the straw from the various harvests that we had, and we also purchased Field 52 over there, and we purchased a bale loader, which is on the other side of this barn here. In today's episode, I think I want to finally get rid of these rice fields. As discussed a few times already, I don't really want to deal with rice right now, and if we do, I'd like to have one big field of it. So we're going to go ahead and delete both of our rice fields, which we do here in construction. And this should also kind of like level out the field as well. So here we go. So there we go. Field number 1 is done. And I think this area, I think this area here is where we're going to put some chickens. I also want to put up a shed to get some of the bigger machinery out of this barn, which we may or may not keep. But for now, I think it's a good aesthetic, and we can keep some smaller things in there like bags of seed and some smaller equipment. But yeah, I think I want another shed for some of the bigger machinery. And then I was also thinking possibly over here to get a small bale shed where we can put all of our various bales into. So let's also get rid of this one. Remove, yes. So there is a bit of an edge that it leaves here. So I do think I want to just spend, you know, a couple $1,000s here, just softening the terrain a bit. So let's just go around here, and hopefully this doesn't cost us more than 10,000. I'm okay with, you know, saying 10,000 is a business expense, to just flatten the land here a bit and just soften it out. And I think this will just make it easier to deal with as a field. Alright, so we'll just do maybe one more pass going this way. Maybe one more time coming down, just to make it all even and flattened and softened. So I think that that looks a lot better. It does. So, and I'm also wondering if maybe we just get rid of this cut through here and just make it one big field, in which case we'd have to purchase a plow. But I do want to get some chickens in here first and foremost, and I do want to get a shed built over here as well. So let's just take a look at some options. Construction, or yeah, construction. Animals, chickens. I did download, oops, switched over to bees for a second there. So I did download this mod from ModHub, homemade chicken coop. I think it would fit the aesthetic pretty good. It's a decent size. It does hold 150 chickens. So I think that we can potentially, I think we'll just put them, because I want to have easy access to the shed. So I think just right here is fine. So we'll put that down. And I think we'll also put some grass down as well. We'll do this. And potentially this would even leave us enough space to put a second one of those in. So let's just take a look at what kind of sheds we have here. I don't need anything crazy. Honestly, probably something like this is fine. I want to turn snapping on. There we go. Something like this would be fine. Or maybe something with a few less pillars in the middle. A little bit more open would be good. Something like that's too small. Nope. I think that one was the right price and also the perfect fit for our farm. So I will leave a little bit of space on the right-hand side there for maybe some tractors and just some things that can be left outside. So, and I want to hop right back into construction here. I do want to just change this to, I like the look of, I forgot what it's called right now. Gravel? Yeah. So I think we'll do a gravel look inside here. Here we go. All right, very good. Let me just clip this grass out of here. There we go. Very good. All right, let's just take all the grass out, making it seem a little bit more open. Cool. So there we go. We have a shed. Now, I do want to move some of the bigger equipment into the shed, so let me get that done, and I'll catch you back after I have everything in the shed that I want in there. But I do think some of these bigger pieces of machinery would fit well in the shed. So let's just get these put in there. Alright, so I moved all the bigger pieces of machinery into the shed here. So we've got the seeder, the cultivator, bale loader. I also moved the harvester over here as well. That can sit outside, and I close the top of it. And I also moved the semi-truck to the back here, and I extended the gravel path back here as well, just so the truck sits on something a bit more sturdy. Now, as for our chicken friends, I do want to get some chickens in here. I do think that I want to spend the money and have 6-month chickens in here, but maybe we do 100 of them. And then, you know, they can have little chickens. Oh, did I go too far? I didn't realize it was going by tens. So let's do 100 of the 6-month chickens. And just for aesthetic purposes, we will add maybe, let's do 5 roosters. So there we go. We've got our roosters and our chicken friends here as part of the farm. So hello, ladies and gents. Very cool. But obviously, these little guys need some food. So let's get them some food. Close the gate so nobody escapes. There we go. So let's hop into... We've already got the Challenger on and ready to go. So here we go. Perfect time to use the small trailer that we kept around. Although I don't really know how much the pen is going to take, but we will fill it up nonetheless. We do have the wheat from field 52, and this is the main reason why we purchased that field. All right, so that's where the eggs will populate, I believe. So let's see how much they take. All right, are they going to take the whole 8,000? Okay, apparently so. So let's take a look at how much that filled their trough. That almost filled it, so let's just top it off. We might as well. We have the wheat. We have really no other use for it. So it looks like maybe it holds 10,000. And I think if we really wanted to, we probably could fit another chicken coop next to this one if we decide to expand at any point. So we'll leave that there. So the chickens are fed. And in the previous episode, I mentioned that we were going to mulch, and I found out we do, in fact, own a mulcher. They really did hook us up with all the equipment that we could possibly want or need to start here. So let's get mulching, because I do want that bonus. So we will unfold the mulcher here. One headland should do us good. We should see a texture change here, yes. Very cool. So this does add a bit of a bonus to the next year's crop, which I think we are going to plant barley as our first arable crop that we personally are planting. Just to change it up from the wheat and the oat that we've already done. We do need some more cereal crop for our chicken friends that we now have to look over. Hopefully they don't burn through that food too quickly, and we're able to get away with not having to purchase any additional food for them, because the chicken food can get expensive if you have to buy it instead of, you know, growing it on the farm yourself. And I do think I want to get a plow and connect these two fields. It will make the entrance there a bit, you know, redundant, or not redundant, but it'll make it a little bit obsolete, I guess. But I do think that it's the smart move to connect these two fields and just make one big field. And I am tempted to actually tempted to plant barley in field 52 as well, just so we have a really big stockpile of food for our chickens. I know that does make it a little bit boring to have just one thing planted, but I think the eggs are going to be a good moneymaker, and I don't really want to run out of food or have to purchase chicken food. We can also experience other crops through contracts and things like that. We could also do contracts for crops that chickens eat, just because they usually give you a little extra at the end of the contract. It's supposed to be like a little bonus, but we could always keep that amount and save it for the chickens. So I think I will personally finish this field here, but I'm going to put the worker on mulching field 52, and while they're doing that, we can get these two fields connected. We'll go purchase a plow from the store, and we'll get these two fields connected, and maybe even get... Oh, and we do have to... Yeah, we can use the plow to just plow it up, but we would have to cultivate it as well. But if we're going to plow, then we should just plow everything. And then we can even maybe get planted barley this episode. Last pass with the mulcher for this field. And that actually was a pretty quick job. So, and that should boost at least this field's yield for next year, and which will be good, especially if we're putting in barley. It would be nice to get that extra bonus. I do, you know, I'm not sure if we have these fields, let's see here. I'm not sure about having them tested. I don't think we have the equipment on the tractor for the precision farming. There are our chicken friends. But let's get a worker on this. Looks like they're going to do 2 headlands. That's fine. Alright, and we will let them have at it. So let's go to the store, and I want to purchase a plow because I do not believe we own one. However, we will look because they have given us a decent amount of stuff. No, we don't, and we are going to go with this lizard. Hopefully we have enough... We should have enough horsepower to pull this. I know it says 260, but I remember that this one doesn't actually require that much. And I think we will stick with the red and maybe green tine, green little hooks. That'd be good. All right, so let's head off to the store, purchase our new plow, and we'll get these fields combined. All right, we got our new plow ready to go. Hopefully you all are enjoying the content, enjoying these episodes. What is that? Look at that thing. Some kind of like auto-driving truck or something? Wow. There goes another one down there. Those are interesting. And we do, I guess, need some engagement for the day. So if you are watching this far and you'd like to add a comment down below, the engagement for today would be, what is your favorite movie, or what movie are you looking forward to seeing in the theater soon? I think yesterday, actually, the new Super Mario movie came out, and we're looking to go see that this weekend. My son is very excited for that. So we will be seeing the new Mario movie this weekend. Are you looking forward to it as well? Drop a comment down below if there's a movie you're looking forward to, or just a favorite movie of yours. So let's unfold here. We are going to allow to create new fields. We're going to lower the plow. And I do want to get some steering assist on. Perfect. So we are locked in here. So there we go. Fields are officially connected. I think we're going to take it a little bit further. And I'm wondering if maybe we should put the Challenger on this. John Deere is struggling a bit. Come on, John Deere, you can do it. I have faith in you. Alright, and now we will back up here, get lined up. Come on, John Deere. So let's let's see if the Challenger has better luck with that plow. I do think we're probably under horsepower to pull that, but it is a really good plow and easy to use. So let me just swap out these tractors real quick. We'll put the John Deere on the mulcher. Alright, so we're officially in the Challenger, which I do believe has a little bit more oomph and horsepower. And it is getting pretty late in the day, so I think we will let the worker finish the other field. We're going to get this all plowed up and turned into one field, and then I think we will move on to the next month. Yeah, wait. Let's see here. Lift plow, allow to create fields. Yes, it does look like the Challenger was the better option. And I think we'll just move to the next day, which is the month we need to plant barley anyways, so could be the better decision to just move on to the next day and have some nice fresh sunshine. Alright, so plow is officially done. And we could even just cultivate this field as well. Because now that it's been plowed and connected, we can just go straight across and cultivate the whole thing. And we already do own a cultivator, it's right there. I think we'll stick the plow right over here. We'll hook up our cultivator. And hopefully the worker is pretty close to done, and we can move on to the next day, which will also be the new month of September. Turn down the engine. Let's see where we're at over here. So I do think that we can finish this job, save a little bit of money. Looks like the John Deere doesn't have too much of an issue pulling this mulcher. As I say that, it immediately slows down. The final push. And there we go. both of those fields have been mulched, and we can put the mulcher away, which I think we will keep in the shed. It's a pretty small piece of machinery, and that's where it was before. And then, yes, we are going to call it a night. Ooh, getting stuck in the muddy water over here. Come on, John Deere. Should maybe give a light to our chicken friends. I think we don't have too much front steering. We probably should have a weight on the front. I think we will leave it right here where we found it. We can even leave the John Deere in here as well. But let's go over here. Let's just say goodnight to the chickens. Alright, ladies and gents, we will see you in the morning. And hopefully by then we already have our first pallet. Well, first, cluster of eggs. Not a full pallet yet. Although I anticipate that pallet will be full by tomorrow morning. And that'll also give us a good gauge at how much food they're going to go through in a month. Or at least close to it. So, I will see you in September. Alright, here we are in September. Bright and early, 7 o'clock in the morning. How do we put the flashlight away? Can we not? I'm not sure. Now I'm crouching. Well, anyways, I anticipate the flashlight will go away at some point. Switch hand tool. There we go. So, no, still just the one cluster of eggs. But the chickens are doing well. Oh, we got a little bit of a save game here. And they still have a full trough, so maybe that wasn't the best assessment of how much they're going to go through. But they are happy and doing well. So let's move on and let's get these fields cultivated. And then we will see if we have enough time in this episode to plant some seed. And if not, then that'll have to wait till the next episode. But at least I want to get these cultivated and ready to take on some barley. I was looking through the used sale a bit too. Nothing really here that we need or want. I mean, it's a nice baler, but we already have one. And I also want to just take a quick look to see if there's any good contracts. Nothing yet, but some other stuff may come up as the day moves on. So let's get this field cultivated. So I was starting to cultivate it, as you saw there for a little bit, and I realized that apparently this all right here needs to be plowed from when we turned it into a field after getting rid of the rice field. So I think it's actually probably beneficial that we just plow everything. So we're just using one tractor for everything. So we're going to put away the cultivator and just go in and just plow the whole field. I think what I will do though is, while we are working with the Challenger on the plow, I think we're going to take the John Deere and have a worker go cultivate field 52, since we don't have to deal with using a plow on that. So let's just get our plow over here. And then we'll tab into the John Deere, fire it up. Okay. Yeah, and I think we'll just put a worker on this. So that's a little frustrating that we have to go in with the plow. It could be slow going, since it seemed like even the Challenger was having a bit of trouble getting the plow to go. But let's just get this on a worker. AI worker. Yep, whatever they need to do is fine. I think, yep, that is not us in the tractor. I do need to turn on just the help window to make sure we're not creating a new field. No. So steering assist, yes. Why is this giving me a hard time here? Alright, unfold. And lower. And we are off. So this should take care of having to cultivate. I believe it does the same thing. And it did connect this all as one field. It does have a tough time kind of getting through the already plowed areas, but once we get onto flat land, this tractor seems to... Also, even... So I do... Apparently I have to create a whole new field over here as well. Alright. I guess we'll do that then. Interesting. You really do learn something new every day. So I guess we are going to go around and create this field. So either way, we're using the plow though. It's just one more button we had to hit here. Line ourselves up here. So let's get this all done, and I will catch up with you all once we are done with all the plowing. Alright, so we're just on the last pass here with our plow. And this field is fully plowed and ready to be seeded. And I think we are going to go with barley. That'll be some nice food for our chickens and hopefully carry them through the season. So for the most part, the Challenger didn't really have too many issues with the plow, but every once in a while it kind of got caught up a little bit. So there we go. That finishes that off. So I think we will park the Challenger. Well, actually, let's put the plow away. Let's not get messy here. We will put the plow away. But I do think we're going to save seeding for the next episode. I think we did a good amount of stuff here in this episode. We have a brand new shed, and we have some new chicken friends. We combined our two front fields into one big field, so now that's ready to be planted with barley. And the worker is still working on cultivating this field, which Could also be barley as well. If you guys have any thoughts about what could go in this field, if you think the front field is enough barley for the chickens, then we can plant something else here. Maybe some soybeans or something like that could go down. But we'll have to take a look at the calendar and see what we can and can't plant in this time of year. But I do think we're going to end it there. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.